All right, all right, all right. So to kick off the month of June, you have the World card. Something major has ended or something major is beginning. And I'm not talking about a new, like this is one of those things that is so huge that the movements of it are so tiny you don't even see it right now. This is something that is so major that you're not even aware of a change happening. You're like, what change? What change? And that's just how it goes. It's glacial. You know what I mean? It's what like plate tectonics. Like these are just the most tiniest incremental shifts that are happening. Listen to these motherfuckers ruining my read. If you drive a motorcycle or ride a motorcycle, can you tell your friends to keep it down? So it's such a huge shift. And what I like is that it's at the very beginning of June. So it does set the tone for the month of June. It's saying that you guys are actually going to be able to experience something so huge. And it's so huge you can't even see it, if that even makes sense. And this is a great thing, and it's happening. So if you're looking for a brand new start, let's see what this is about. Well, it looks like something that you were investing in is not going to come through for you. So what I'm saying is that the World card means that whatever you thought was for you and that you were investing in is no longer for you, and you recognize that. And so you're going to put your investments, whether it's time, love, money, energy, effort, whatever, into something else that's going to prove to be highly beneficial and huge for you. But let's see, is this love? Is it work? Who knows? You are the great manifester. So the beginning of June, so this is the 3 lines, okay? So these are the 3 that sets the tone for the rest of the reading. So for the month of June, it's telling me that you are manifesting something major, something huge. What is that? Because I think that you have spent enough time in a dead-end situation. You spent enough time in a dead-end situation picking up at least skills that you could take to another situation, because you knew that this was dead end. So you were always plotting and preparing for your next step and for the future. And so with the Magician card, it's telling me that you now have all the tools that you need. You have all the experience that you've desired. And now you're going to take that to manifest something. What are you going to try to manifest? What's the environment for you? Well, whatever you're trying to manifest, yeah, there's going to be a delay. But I do see like 8 weeks, 8 days, 8 months. But I do feel it's more like 8 weeks. 2 months from now, so probably June, July, end of July, you guys are going to finally see the fruition of your labor. You're going to see things come. This is going to turn right side up, you know, by then. And I do think that the Magician is saying, you're trying to manifest a change, but you got to just pump your brakes slightly, because if you manifest too fast, you're going to be like, well, we can give you A, B, and C if you wait 8 weeks, or we can give you A and B if you wait 4 weeks, or if you want it right now, I'll give you A. You know, you want A, B, and C, so you got to wait. So you got to take your time, pump your brakes a little bit. It's coming, but there's a delay. Why is this a delay? Well, judgment is coming. So things need to be squared up. So I think that between you and another party, you and an individual, you in a work situation, I feel like right at this point, I feel more work situation for you guys. I think if you're in a romantic relationship, I'm not seeing any issues other than, and that might show up for your new moon card. But what I'm saying is that the reason why there's a delay is something needs to get squared up. So somebody else is involved. Now this could be a boss, a coworker, a teacher, a student, whatever you're working on, something else is involved. And so the universe has to square everybody up, because if you're going to get your just desserts, another person needs to get their just desserts too. Okay. And that's kind of the energy. Why is that? There was an imbalance. There was an imbalance, and you felt like something wasn't fair. And if this is any, you know, if there's any other, you know, energy or card that's indicative of what like really grinds a Libra's gear, is like being unfair and things being not balanced. And so you need that balance. And you see both sides of the coin every single time. Somebody was not seeing both sides of the coin. And I think that that judgment has to come through for them. Did I already say that I'm doing this? Like every time the motorcycles go by, I'm having a sip? If I didn't say that already, go get your drink, because that's what I'm doing. This is just vodka, by the way. And you know what I do? I freeze my blueberries. I put vodka, a little bit of soda water, like liqueur or whatever that is, some bubbly soda water. And then I just take frozen blueberries and I put them in there. And that's how I treat myself. Okay, so imbalance is the reason why there's a delay. It's the reason why some judgment has to come through. And that's what the holdup is. Now, what are your hopes? You got something imbalanced. What are the hopes here? You know, if this is dealing with, I think you're dealing with another Libra. I think you might be dealing with another Libra that you work with. I think there's an imbalance between you and this other Libra. I don't think it's a power struggle. And if you're talking about a marriage or a relationship, there's a sense of divide, imbalance. It's not harmonious. I think that you're questioning traditional values that you two have had with each other. I think that you're questioning the traditional workforce, the traditional workspace, how you approach and how you experience your working environment. That is coming through in a way that is stronger as a hope or a fear. I think you fear separation. You fear a lack of harmony or tradition within a work environment or a relationship environment, because this is the card of marriage. But mostly it's a card of traditionalism. You also fear that there is just no chance or opportunity for this to ever become a traditional work environment or traditional relationship. You know, someone is making an offer to make things right. And I think that you're hoping that this offer is judgment in your favor, like things work out in the best. Because I don't think you want to actually leave a situation. I don't think you actually want to leave a marriage or leave a relationship. You don't want to leave. Oh, you know, I put this right back up and it's supposed to be like that. Sorry. You don't want to leave a situation because I think you've grown comfortable in it. So why would you want to leave that? You know? And I think that you have decided, if this person or this job or this thing makes an offer to you, you'll accept. If they do right by you, judgment, you'll accept. Whatever that means to you. I think that you've decided, you know, look, you've expressed you're not happy in a situation. You have already expressed that. You or this other person have already expressed the unhappiness that you feel, okay? And now is the time for the other person to shine. You're going to allow them the opportunity to do so. You're going to say, all right, give me your spiel. Tell me how much you love me. Tell me how much my work, you know, here at this working place means to you. And they're going to do just that. Now, you might find yourself accepting. And I think that's what you're hoping for. You're hoping that this traditional situation, it's a fear and a hope. The traditional situation is not working out, but someone's going to make it right, and you're going to accept that. What do we know to be true with this situation? Well, that's wish fulfillment. Someone's going to make it right, you guys. Whatever you were like suffering from or sad from or worried about, someone is actually going to make it right. And that is a good thing. And you're going to accept it because that's all you really want. You know, it doesn't, the thing that's another really rad thing about Libras is that it's not that you guys do love the finer things. You love glamour, you love glitz, you love accessories, you like aesthetics, you're into it. But it really doesn't take a lot to make a Libra person happy. They're very ground. Tell them you love them. Tell them they look great today. You know, compliment them, and that's just basically like how a Libra sort of responds. That's like their love language. So this person saying, "I'm going to make it right. I'm going to do right by you," whatever that means, love or work. You're going to say, "Okay, I believe it," and you're going to want it. And I think that's really positive. This is probably my most positive read so far. Because I've been like yelling and freaking out on every other sign so far. This right here is saying, that's the word. Here it is. You're giving someone grace. That's the fucking word I was looking for. You are giving somebody grace. And that is a testament to your patience, your charm, your endearing qualities, and all those, and balance, no conflict, just balance. And so you're giving someone grace. Your wishes are being fulfilled in doing so. Why? You know, it looks like if there was a plan for a stronger commitment with someone, it's not happening. But there's still grace. There's still an offer. There's still you accepting something. So if you thought you were getting a long-standing contract with a work or relationship situation, it's not happening. But you're okay with that because it's almost like something else is being fulfilled, something else is being answered. And if this is let's split it two ways. You're going to get another job. You're going to get another work opportunity. You're going to get something else, and it's going to be even better. You yourself might find yourself as the boss, your own boss. You're the emperor of your own domain. You're doing your own thing. You're not answering to anyone. You might be in your own project at work, your own office, your own task managing. You might be doing something like that where you're in charge and you answer to no one and you've made that decision. Now, the second way to split it is you could find yourself leveling up in terms of relationships. You could take charge of the relationship and you could be the one who's like, I want to call the shots. I want to make the executive decisions in this relationship from now on. And someone obliges, entertains you. Think of another word. But somebody says, okay, that's fine. Let's split it a third way. The third way is I think some of you guys will also experience a separation from someone. Well, that was the second way, and then you just level up. But in any event, the Emperor card here with the Nine of Cups is telling me that through a separation, whatever that separation is, through a divorce, through a breakup, through leaving a job, through being fired, through quitting, through anything like that, it is going to be fantastic because you got the Nine of Cups. It's still a wish fulfillment. You still become the Emperor. You're your own boss. You're the leader of something. You're in charge of something, and you're being fair and honest about it, but you're definitely leveling up in a major way. And this is on the things we know to be true line. So all these energies of sort of negotiation is what I'll say. All this is negotiation. This is the reality of the situation. There's a loss, there's a breakup, something that you were hoping for doesn't happen, but that's okay. That breakup, that separation, that, voiding out of a contract, whatever that was, that union doesn't happen. And so the Nine of Cups is saying, you're okay with this. You're very okay with this because the outcome is so much better than that. Okay, so what's coming through for in your destiny? In your destiny, because of this sort of breakup, separation, goodbye times, not so great. And I still think that there is an offer that you accept of love, you guys. I think a lot of you guys are dealing with a Pisces. Could be a Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio, but I think Pisces. And I think it's, if anyone is a bummer in this whole situation, the Pisces is a bummer. Because they're the ones who've been disappointing you, and you know it. Anyway, let's move forward. Your destiny. Uh-oh. Boom, boom, ba, boom. You're losing sleep over something. I think you're so polite and you're so well-mannered and your etiquette game is so strong that on the surface, people think life's great for you. But what they don't know, between me and you, just the two of us, Libra, is something is really keeping you up at night. And you're super not depressed because you can snap out of it. You have the wherewithal to dig down deep and snap out of a depression, I think, for the most part. And don't comment about how you don't just snap out of depression. It's a real medical condition. I fucking know. My point is that like a lot of human beings who become depressed at certain times in their lives, you have the ability to say, I'm going to get my ass to the gym and I'm going to pump myself up. I'm going to go for a walk. I'm going for a hike. I'm going to go do something else. So I'm not depressed is what I'm saying. So yeah, something is for sure keeping you up at night and you're worried about it. I think that you definitely have something on your mind. I don't know what that is. I think it's more finances than anything, but for some of you guys, I'm wondering if you're considering not saying yes to this offer. Yeah, because you're considering not saying yes to this offer. That's what's next to this breakup. I think you're breaking up with, some of you guys are breaking up with someone. Or you're not accepting an offer. Or you know that an offer is not good enough. It's a Page of Pentacles in reverse. Some of you guys are dealing with a kid who's being very tenacious and stubborn. But most of you guys are dealing with the fact that you have an offer. You invested. You didn't get what you wanted from that investment. This person said, look, my bad. I'm going to make things right between us. And you're like, sounds good. I'm into it. You initially are like, yep, I accept. That sounds great. I love that offer. Thank you for that. You know, you've really validated my feelings right now. And I feel like you care. Thank you so much. But then the more and more you think about it, the more something else in your life levels up and you become more of a boss, spelled B-A-W-S-S, a boss. The more you level up and become that, the more you're like, hold up. I'm prone to believe this offer you're giving me is a bunch of bullshit. And it's not enough. It's not enough for me and you. You definitely don't make enough coin for us. So what now? I got to support us? So it's kind of like that feeling, and that's keeping you up at night. Even though you like this person. Why is that? But I think you or this person you're dealing with is spending frivolously, and that's what the problem is. You need to turn off somebody's Amazon.com account. You need to say, you need to get the fuck off Amazon Prime, because if you need something that bad, go to the store. You don't need it next day. And you're being very pragmatic and honest about the situation, and that's why you might need to take charge of someone's spending or take charge of a relationship in that respect for some of you guys. So let's keep it moving. This is your near future. This is your distant future. What is coming through for you? Because you already know you're losing sleep over somebody's spending. You're losing sleep over you're either losing sleep over someone's spending, you're losing sleep over someone's bullshit offer, or you're losing sleep over possibly having to make the decision to leave a job. I don't see a decision making here. There's no decision. Do you guys know what this card means? I'll tell you. It means that you suddenly have a surge of playful, flirty, sexual energy. You kind of let the seriousness of the situation go away for a little bit. And you allow yourself a good time. You allow yourself a good time, that's for sure. And I think that you will probably end up hooking up with this Pisces. I think that you will accept, it's like you don't want this person, but you want this person. And so you're going to have sex with this person. That's for some of you guys, not all of you guys. I think that if you're in a committed relationship, you're probably going to go ahead and say, look, we're going, we're going to need to take this situation seriously. We have to take this situation seriously. Now stop playing around. And they're going to be like, oh, tickle, tickle, tickle. Game over. Okay. That's one scenario. The other scenario is in the near future, you can meet a Leo, Aries, or a Sagittarius. You're dealing with a Leo, Aries, or Sagittarius. This Leo, Aries, Sagittarius is looking good, and they are making you smile in a very playful way. But a decision about this person has already been made. So maybe it's someone that you're dealing with from your past, someone who has bothered you. This is for some people. I'm all over the place. I know it's a huge read. So I think that some of you guys who were once in a relationship with a Leo, Sagittarius, or Aries, that energy is like, you run into them because maybe you guys have kids together or something, and you're like, oh, how are you? And they're looking good, And so there's that flirtiness back and forth again, because you guys are remembering the good old times, like enough water has gone under the bridge to where you actually remember the good times with this person. But a decision has already been made, so it doesn't matter. Uh-oh. Libra, if you are drinking too much, stop. If you feel emotionally drained, take a break. If you feel like you can't go on, you can't continue, life is not going the way you want it to go speak to someone. Don't continue on. At the end of June, if you're starting to feel as if you miss a certain someone, or you wish you had that energy back in your life and you can't have it, just don't party too hard is what I'm saying too. Just don't party too hard. I think that don't try to cover up any negative stuff going on in your life through drink, through drugs. Don't do any of that. You know, if you're upset about a situation, don't worry about it. In the future, by the end of June, justice will work out in your favor. Justice will work out in your favor. This is great. You know, you're cutting someone out of your life. Either someone's cutting you out or you're cutting somebody out. You're cutting old negative energy out of your life in June, by the end of June. I think you're doing it now. And I think that by June, they will have been gone. That's gone. Even if it's a fire sign or a water sign that you're dealing with, that they keep coming back around and you feel like a little confused over them, what you need to know is that that buildup of separating from them has been going on for a while, and now it's finally done. Justice is saying they're out of your life. What you need to do is stay classy, Libra. I think that there's a fear of harsh words or conversations being very swift and erratic, coming through quickly between you and another individual. So make sure you're not saying crazy shit to people, because that shit follows you. Yeah, I do think that, like, if you have a difficult time going to sleep and you like hit your your vape pen or a blunt, or you're taking too many Tylenol sleeping PMs, or you're drinking too much, you got to take it easy on that. You got to take it easy on that, especially if there's kids involved. Yeah, and I think that by the end of June, the majority of you guys who have been calm and cool and collected and try to be cool and try to save face and try to do all that, you're going to have an outburst at the end of June. Your outburst obviously is not going to be like out of control, but it's going to be you expressing yourself in a way that's necessary. Some of you guys are dealing with an Aquarius. Some of you guys are dealing with an Aquarius with a bad temper. There is confusion, but you're going to cut some shit out of your life, and you need to not feel sorry for yourself, you guys. Emotional discontent is common. I mean, a lot of these cards are repeats. I don't like this read. I don't like this read at all. Let me pull one card for your advice. Remember how earlier I was like, this is the best read, you guys. It's like, hoo-wee. True love prevails. I think that you guys will be okay. If you're in a committed relationship, look, if you're leaving, okay, let's do work first. You're leaving a job, something is happening at your work, you're not happy, your boss isn't happy, you leave your job. Whatever happens for you, I think it's going to be you being a leader in a new position. You are going to be happy. This is a great commitment, okay? Now, if you're in a committed relationship with someone and you guys have been going through struggles because somebody is spending too much money and you have to monitor that and you got to make executive decisions in the relationship and you got to say, hey, look, our relationship is all in line right now. Like, you got to act right. You will be successful. That person will say, sorry, babe, I'll be better. And you're actually going to be very happy with that reaction, with that discussion, and that's going to be it for you guys, and you're going to be stoked. If you're dealing with someone from the past, someone is trying to come through, someone is going to make an offer, you are going to accept that offer. I think that what's going to end up happening is that throughout this relationship with this person coming through, there will be ups and downs. You will have to make a decision. I think that there's going to be a lot of sex with this person, but in the end, you're going to cut either that person out or you're going to cut out negative influences within that person's life and your life together. And you're going to try to be a perfect union together where you guys are both operating on the same page. I think that ill communication is going to come through with the Knight of Swords. And this could be someone from your past. If you're dealing with someone from the past, an ex-wife, an ex-husband, there is going to be a moment where you're like, wow, that really was my soulmate. But it doesn't mean that they're going to enter back in your life. I don't see anyone coming back. I don't see any exes coming back. I just see an offer of a non-ex person that's here, that you accept. But I think that you're going to be okay. Stop spending so much money. Take it easy on like frivolous items. Communication. Yeah, don't drink too much. And I think it's going to be all good. So between now and June 15th, and we'll move over to your moon advice reading. Between now and June 15th, whatever you set your sights on and pull the trigger on is a great union for you. Whatever that is. After June 15th, I can't help you because the window is now, I think. So, okay, that is your overall spread for June. If you want to stick around, I'm going to do one quick shuffle, and then I'm going to pull one card for your advice with the new moon energy. Now, the new moon energy is actually, you know, it goes until June 15th, but this is like this energy that gives you like that momentum that you're going to start waking up earlier. You're going to be like, I'm good. I'm going to start tackling these relationships, or that conversation that you've been sitting on because you don't want to have conflict. That conversation, you're like, you know what? Let's meet at 9:30 in the morning at Starbucks and have this conversation. Like, you are going to be gangbusters, like looking to get issues and problems solved. That's what this new moon energy does for all of us. And it affects everybody differently. I know that, like with Pisces are talking more shit. Like, they're unafraid to speak their mind and just say no. And they're just all about that. And then some people are like, look, like who else? Like a Taurus. Taurus is all about like relationships right now. Every sign is affected differently. Okay. For Libra, the new moon energy is saying that you absolutely you've had a to-do list for quite some time, and it's been piling up and collecting dust. You take that to-do list now, and now you have the energy to push through and check things off that list and make it happen. Okay. You have had a depress in your energy, a depression, a dip in your energy, and now it's on the rise. And that's a good thing. And so what you need to do with this new moon energy is to push, because by June 15th, you're going to feel less inclined. Your momentum is going to wane. And so what you need to do right now is push forward in terms of successfully reaching some goal. You can't do it all, goddammit. You got to give yourself milestones, Libra. Stagger out your goals. Tell yourself, but I'm going to take advantage of this new moon energy. This is what I want to get done right now. This is what I want to get done, you know, next month or whatever. Stagger your things out, and then you're going to find success. But if you're like branched out into all these different areas, you're going to get fuck all done. This is true. So what is the advice? Your best case scenario advice for Libra energies for new moon energy, May 15th through June 15th-ish. What is the energy? What is the advice? What can help you best reach your success with this? Stalemate. So the advice is for you to cut off communication, to have a quiet moment, not have your sword in 5 different areas. Focus on the here and the now and the goal in front of you. And your advice is, if you're not speaking to someone or you're not involved in something throughout this new moon energy, don't reopen old wounds. Don't reopen old chapters. Don't do any of that. Let it go for now. If people have decided to not discuss anything with you, don't push it. If people have decided to walk away from you, don't call them up saying, why'd you walk away from me? Leave it alone for now. So your advice is to just chill for the rest until June 15th. Absolutely busy yourself with other things until June 15th, and then see how you feel. But if you're not speaking to someone, stay not speaking to them. This is the, let sleeping dogs lie for right now.